Let me break down Synchrons. It's an archetype that it's near and dear to my heart. We've established that we understand that these are bricks. We don't necessarily want to draw these. We are yet to have a resilient enough non-tuner to pair with, and that resilient non-tuner has to be able to special summon itself. Because if it comes to the point where we draw this, we want to reserve the normal summon for the Synchron in case we have to pair with that resilient non-tuner. But because we require a very specific level to pair with a speeder attempt, not all of the Synchrons can synergize with that X non-tuner that we need, that the deck requires. With the understanding that you need to reserve your normal summon, but because Regulus is essentially our primary normal summon, it conflicts. So then you have to move on to like, well, how do we mitigate that? Well, the only one that works with Regulus is Rev. All the other Synchrons, you don't get anything in return, because opening up Regulus and Stardust only works if Regulus resolves. If you open up with Assault, you can get into a Charge Warrior, but it's like a Jet, probably the worst one, because you can't normal summon it. You need to discard it and send it to the graveyard somehow, which then leads you to adding extenders in a different way, which is Overtake, tuning to get access to the Rev. That's very specific. Although a deck with an objective is specific, you need particular cards to function, but because opening up multiple Synchrons at once doesn't contribute to anything other than inconsistencies is where you have the problem, because we don't have a strong self-sufficient non-tuner that can pair with all of the Synchrons, right? We can't. It might be able to pair with the 4, but it won't be able to pair with the 3, 2, and a 1, or rotating around. That's kind of the issue. If this resolves, it's fine, but the issue is if this gets impermed, you're cooked, because you can't special the Spore. It makes this irrelevant. That means this would have to have you add this one, but even then you need a third card to function, so it doesn't work as well. It is a 1-card speeder. That's the cool thing. That's what it has going for it. But if this gets stopped, the extenders, it has to be Overtake, Rev alongside this. And then we're not even getting to the point where what happens if this guy leaves the field, right? Which is why you need a resilient tuner, a non-tuner. Tuners need non-tuners to function. They need non-tuners to synchro with. If this gets removed and you have a bunch of tuner access, what do you do? Which is why I like Tengu so much, right? Because Tengu just sticks on a field. They have to remove it in a very specific way. Banish it and impulse it, or negate it summoning, or just bounce it to the deck. You need something like that. Then it puts the attention to the tuners. But we have a bunch of tuners, so that's perfectly fine. But it's a normal summon. Hopefully all this is making sense. If it's not making sense, let me know.